Hi YouTube, it's Lewis. I'm back again, this time with a review on a film that I saw yesterday. Everyone knows about the new Bond film, the new James Bond film. It is called Skyfall. You already know that, if you've been looking for Skyfall. Yep, the new Skyfall movie is a good movie. I think it contains everything that you want in a Bond film. Whereas, yeah, you've got good things about it. You've got typical Bond things about it. You've got new things about it. You've got quite classic things about it. Because the thing that I look for when I look for a Bond film is it's trade in it, because but you know, there's certain things about it that just make it a Bond film. Like the name's Bond, James Bond. That makes a good Bond film for me. And luckily the Bond film contained that. So I'm going to talk about the story with you. I'm obviously not going to ruin the story for you, but I'm not gonna spoil the ending. But I'm just gonna talk a little about it, my opinions on it. So let's start off with this beginning. Bond is it's like the other two. In the start, he's after a guy, and all it tells you to start off with is there's a hard drive that a man wants. Well, he's got, and Bond and the trainee agent have got to go and capture the man with the hard drive and find out who's given the hard drive to, because you later find out that the hard drive contains some significant information. But on the mission to try and take down the guy who's got the hard drive, he fails, and kind of goes into hiding, which is not good for MI6. Not good for MI6, because they need Bond to get the guy who's nicked the hard drive, but they can't. So everyone's preparing his death and stuff like that. And while Bond's away, he's living on an island. I don't know if it's an island, but he's living away. And certain terrorist attacks are happening. So as these terrorist attacks are happening, they're realising that they need Bond more than they're realising that they need Bond, but they can't get him because they think he's dead. And if you can't get him, but he comes back to find Judy M, which is played by Judi Dench, and James Bond is played by Daniel Craig. He comes back to find M, which he successfully does, and she thinks, well, she's quite surprised to see him, because she thought probably her best agent is dead, which he would be. So the place is a mess. They're being hacked and terrorist attacks. And what you find out when James Bond comes back is what's on that hard drive. Now it contains everything that like every agent that works for MI6, and so the bad guys, if that was to get into the bad guys' hands, they would know who they want to kill, wouldn't they? So Bond goes after the man who has got it, or did have it. He's probably sold it by now, but it's been a while, so he's got to come find him, but goes a bit pear-shaped, which is what happens in a Bond film. Everything goes pear-shaped, but somehow he manages to sort things out. So when he meets a woman, which is a typical Bond thing, he meets a woman and seduces her. So once he's seduced her, what he's got to do, he wants to meet this woman's boss, because he believes that the woman's boss is the one that's got the hard drive. And this man, Mr. Silver, is the one making the attacks. So, and so when he comes home, he meets Q, but this man is I wouldn't say he's a teenager. James Bond described him as a teenager. He was probably about 20, 25. He hands him gadgets, which is something I have been personally waiting for since, 10 years now, since the last, because Die Another Day came out 10 years ago. So yeah, I've been waiting 10 years to see James Bond with these gadgets, and I finally got it. So he gets home with these gadgets, and he manages to grab the bad guy, Mr. Silver, and then he realizes that the bad guy was an ex-agent for the British Secret Service, MI6, and that's when he realizes that he wants M's head, so he wants to kill M, and their only option is to flee and set a trap, which is what they do. And when they set this trap, they go to James Bond's home when he was a child, and they set a trap. And while you're there, you learn about his parents and what's happened to them, why you don't ever get to see them, and you get to see James Bond's house. Now, this film is a brilliant film. This is I would say probably an 8 out of 10, and that is particularly good for me. That is I'm a very big fan of James Bond, and I know a lot about him. He used to be a hero, but ever since Daniel Craig came to be the Bond, I haven't lost interest. I've just because when the other two, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, they came out, there was no gadgets. It didn't seem like Bond, because Bond was a slender guy, wasn't he? And he had really dark hair. But they've remade him, haven't they? Now he's a new person. But 8 out of 10 is good for me, and I think that if they were to make another Bond, they should try and make it like this one, because the last two I liked them very much, but they should have made it more like this one. So I think that an 8 out of 10 is good. And they've done Adele, and Adele has sung Skyfall, sung the song for the Skyfall movie, and I personally I liked Adele's voice, but I didn't particularly like it before I heard the Skyfall song, and now I think I've took more of a liking to her, if that makes any sense. Well, I'm gonna turn off, and I'm gonna give you feedback on other things. Thanks, it's Lewis. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.